My phone is about to die. Should have done this video earlier. Um, I wanted to talk about the dynamics between Coons and Negro bedwenches. I've been noticing this with Coons that a lot of them, well, really most of them, well, all of them, I guess, they do not have like a union. I would call it. There isn't really a coon camaraderie. There really isn't like a coon friendship. Case in point, Crispy Sotomayor. He is very famous and well known for his internet beefs with for years now. His stick was beefing with random black women from Twitter. Ever since he's been beefing with Tariq Nasheed, he's had issues with so-called pro-blacks, and now he's strutting his anger towards other coons. Ironically, right? You know, I always notice. I've been studying these coons. From David Carroll to a Quasi 100. To even Painless, that there is no camaraderie amongst coons. You ever notice that? You put two coons together, and I can bet you they'll cut each other's throat. Not even David Carroll doesn't even like Painless, and I don't even think Tommy Sotomayor even likes David Carroll, which is pretty ironic. And that's kind of very interesting, but I think it's because with the coon nature is that coons have a very backstabbing personality. I'll probably compare a coon's personality to a scorpion. That's kind of like how they are, or some type of animal that eats its own kind or some shit like that. But I guess because coons are too egotistical, and that's probably why a lot of white men do not put a lot of energy and trust into coons. They just kind of entertain their stupidity. Like compared to like Django. With Samuel L. Jackson's character. He's been cooning all his life, and he never rode a horse. The master never let him ride a horse. Despite how loyal he was, despite all the good things that he did for his master, and he never got a chance to ride a horse. But the funny thing about coons is that they even hate Negro bedwenches, which is really funny, but understandable at the same time. Just imagine just raising a family that just hates each other. They just hate their own kind. They just hate other black folks. That union just couldn't work, and that's probably why even Tommy Sotomayor doesn't really like Crystal and Karazhan. And the funny thing is that when it comes to their topics and the things that they talk about, they kind of correlate roughly. Even though Tommy isn't the biggest fan of black women, but when it comes to talking about black men, there is an intersecting line, or a point right over there. Damn, I just noticed that I missed a call, but it's probably nothing. It's probably when I lost my phone. She probably called it. But like I was saying, there is no camaraderie amongst coons, even amongst other bedwenches. But the dynamic is completely different when you have Negro bedwenches. Now you take the ultimate specimens, Crystal and Karazhan, who parades and champions non-black men to death, specifically white men. And the funny thing about her channel and her personality is that she doesn't beef. There's no beef with a lot of these females who make these like pro swirler videos. You don't, they'll talk about their haters, but there really isn't like a beef or a lot of drama. And this is what I mean by beef. There's no beef or drama amongst other Negro bed wenches, which is like really interesting. You can't name an issue or a debate or some type of internet drama where Crystalline Carazine was cussing out and making videos about another black girl who was dating interracially. You never seen that. And the thing is that you never even see amongst other IR dating YouTubers, or even just Negro bedwenches in general. And the funny thing about Negro bedwenches is that even though they try to separate themselves from black people and the stereotypical image of black women, a Negro bedwench can kind of suppress her self-hatred enough to have camaraderie or some type of bond with like-minded individuals, which is very interesting. You can put two Negro bedwenches together, they're probably going to be the best friends. Even in the oddest chance that they're not, they're not going to, stab each other in the back or make diss videos or whatever. Ethers, they're not going to do that. It's just very interesting, with these Coons and Negro bedwenches, that how come Negro bedwenches can how come they can unite so easily. There's no issues with them. They don't fight other bedwenches. They're not egotistical when dealing with women who think like them. You can't right now. You can't even think of an issue that Crystalline Carazine had with other bedwenches. She never had to do an ether or whatever. But with Tommy Sotomayor and even other YouTube coons, they've actually had beef with one another. They had beef. And the thing is the beef is not even usually based on their ideology. It's usually just based on the ego. Or just like stupid shit that, they did. I don't know the drama between Tommy and Aquazi. I don't know. I looked at some shit. I think, is it over a birthday party or some shit? About some nigga not saying happy birthday to another nigga, some gay shit like that. I don't know. I don't keep up with these niggas too much. But, it's just interesting and something to look at. I've been kind of thinking about this and had it on my mind since Sunday. And I just kind of just been puzzled by like how, self-hatred in, different genders, act differently. There's a psychology, there's a science to how Coons think, which is very egotistical, conniving, backstabbing. And usually they just kind of go by popular choice or just kind of being the fan favorite. They just do whatever they feel can rack up attention and views. But the thing is about Negro bedwenches is that they kind of stay true to their personality. They don't try to, be fake or anything. Which is, kind of interesting, But, I guess that's it. It's pretty much a slow day. I got a lot of shit to do tomorrow. I ain't got the energy to do it, but I gotta get it over with because school's coming up in a week after this, the week after next. So, but hopefully I'll still have time to make videos. at least twice a week, twice or three times a week. I really want to double my productivity by next week. So I'm gonna try to see if I can do 50 videos next week. So I'll see how that goes.